Wynns John Riddoch Cabernet Sauvignon is our reserve Cabernet, made in good years only from a tiny selection of our very best parcels in a given year. It's fitting that we name our reserve wine John Riddoch after the man who set Coonawarra up. He was a true visionary and had a lot to offer, and we should acknowledge him in this way.
John Riddoch is the absolute perfect Cabernet that we try to put together. It's the wine we obsess about above any other. We feel like it's the absolute epitome and standard that we have to reach for Cabernet Sauvignon.
When you're drinking John Riddoch, you have a true sense of place with this wine. It really reflects the amazing vineyards, the terra rossa soil, the beautiful heritage of the region, and it is a wine that ages gracefully. Wynns Michael Shiraz is our ultimate Shiraz in good years and a tiny selection, and it's named after a son of the Wynn family who died as a young man in the early 50s. The 1955 Wynns Michael Hermitage, as it was called back then, is an iconic Australian wine that's still drinking very well, and this is our modern day interpretation of that label.
Michael Shiraz is only made in very good Shiraz seasons, and we only make a tiny quantity from the very best Shiraz vineyards in Coonawarra, and it's a beautiful succulent wine that just has lots of layers, and it's absolutely the best Shiraz that we can get from Coonawarra.
Wynns Coonawarra Estate has some of the most important or significant Australian Cabernet vineyards, and it's important that we give them an identity or acknowledgement. We've been making the wines from these single vineyards for many years, and we can see that they have their own style and character and personality.
As winemakers, we get to see every vineyard separately and get to know them really well every year. And we get to choose a vineyard that's had a terrific year and release that one as a special single vineyard release in its great season. The Black Label Cabernet is the most important wine that we make at Wynns. It's where all the history is and where the whole reputation for Coonawarra's ageability of Cabernet Sauvignon stems from.
Wynns Black Label Cabernet Sauvignon has been described as Australia's most important Cabernet Sauvignon, and that's because of the history of the label. We've been making 60 vintages of that wine now.
This is a wine that's cellared throughout Australia. Collectors endorse the ageability of this Cabernet through their own drinking and writing us beautiful letters complimenting us on these wines. The V&A Lane wines is one of the newer things we're doing at Wynns. We're making wines from Shiraz and Cabernet just from along the road of V&A Lane, which we know is a very special area, a historic area. It's a landmark within Coonawarra where some of our best grapes are grown. There's something really quite magical about the microclimate that occurs on that road, which contributes to how the wines taste.
John Riddoch built the railway siding, or just the siding as it is now known, in Coonawarra in the 1800s, and we name our softer Cabernet after him, and it is a wine that will age, but generally people drink it young. It has softer tannins and pristine fruit characters.
It's got all of the dark fruits, blackberry and brambly notes that you'd expect from Coonawarra Cabernet Sauvignon, but it's deliberately soft so that it's approachable drink for right now, and you can really get the essence of what Cabernet Sauvignon can do from this area.